When we get angry at Fox, we have to remember that. They put up the charge, so you should be sent out of our country. Omar should be sent out of our country. Ilhan Omar should be sent out of our country. She should not be allowed to be a congresswoman. She married her brother. She's a con person. She's full of con. She's zero. She should you ought to get her the hell out of our country. How about the new thing in Minnesota with the Somalians? They sold, now it came out, the great U.S. attorney up there, they came out, think of this, $9 billion, and they think that's just the beginning. They stole, think of it, in their country, they live on nothing, they have nothing. They come here and they steal $9 billion. Are we stupid? I mean, how do we allow that to happen? Ilhan Omar should be sent out of our country. She should not be allowed to be a congresswoman. She married her brother either to stay or to get him into the country. And yesterday she, I guess, made up a story. She said the police attacked her son. They stopped the car and the police said, we never attacked him. We never stopped him. It was a made-up story. She's a con person. She's full of con. She's zero. She said, you ought to get her the hell out of our country. That's what you ought to do. She made up a story that the police stopped her son's car and they harassed the hell out of it. It turned out to be a fake story. There was no stoppage of his car. There was no harassment. But think of that. In Minnesota, this beautiful place, once beautiful, I don't know if the governor who's a stupid person and a corrupt. He's corrupt and stupid. But he allowed this to go on. He allowed this to go on. Everybody knew it was going on. But what nobody knew is over $9 billion. And the people of Minnesota not happy. And you know who's running for governor? Mike Lindell. We like Mike Lindell. That man suffered. That man suffered. What he went through because he knew the election was rigged. And he did it. He just did it as a citizen. Mike Lindell, I'll tell you what, every time I introduced him, he got the biggest hand. I hope he does great. He deserves to do great. That man suffered. These people went after him. They went after his company. They did that with me too, but at least I knew what I was getting into. He was just a guy that said, geez, this election was so crooked. It was so rigged. He fought like hell. That guy deserves to be governor of Minnesota, I tell you right now. He's a great guy, Tim. But I'm bringing the prices down, and I'm bringing them down fast, you know that. As I saw the other day, and as I showed to people the other day, I made a speech. It was very well received. You know what? I put up these gorgeous charts, and it says chart. And I'm sort of talking about the chart. You're reading into a piece of glass. I got no audience. I got just people, very hostile people waiting. And I'm reading into a piece of glass for 22 minutes, and I talk about the chart. The networks didn't put up the charts. Only Fox put up the charts. Fox put them up in all fairness. When we get angry at Fox, we have to remember that. They put up the charts, and you can start putting them up now if you want, but we put.
So we have Donald Trump going after Ilhan Omar, letting his public know it is time for Ilhan Omar to remove herself. It is time for her and her people to go. It is time for many of all of these non-Americans to relinquish their seats in our political infrastructure, as well as relinquish their passports. Donald Trump is in office because the American people created and demanded a mandate that Donald Trump clean house. We didn't want your particular or your average politician to enter office this time. We didn't want that. We want America back. We want the same. We want America back. People are like, well, what's that? What's that, minister? What's America back? You really want America back? You really want it to go back to? No, we want our country back. Our country constantly evolves, and we will evolve with our country. We will make it evolve. The thing is, we need a clean slate. We need these people removed now. As a matter of fact, these people, in all chaos, you can extract some positive from that particular chaos. There's no chaotic situation in which you should not be able to pull some benefit from it. And I feel like these people, invaders who are coming over here attempting to do the most, I feel like this is bringing Americans, real, true Americans, closer than ever. Okay? I really do feel like this is bringing us closer than ever. Now, take a look at what's going on with Governor WALZ. Let me get to the comment section. Yo, Jazz, what's up, Jazz? Jazz VC, what's up, dog? What's going on? What's going on, Solo? What's happening? What's happening? Them tears taste good. What's going on? I see you. How much? Oh, you wildin', dog. Wildin', bro. I'm gonna have to, you know what I mean? All right, so let's rock and roll now. Governor WALZ is in a lot of trouble, y'all. I don't see Governor WALZ getting out of this one. You have people now calling for Governor WALZ to remove himself from office. Not only that, it does not stop there. The people are claiming, and I'm gonna show you these clips. They're claiming that Governor WALZ committed high treason. Do me a favor, slap that like button. Slapping that like button is saluting America. It's saluting the USA. Governor WALZ is in hot water. Hot water. Okay? Let's get into what's going on with Governor WALZ.
Was asked about it, and here was his response.
Would I have wanted to stop this? Would I have gone out? You know, if you think the governor goes out and checks somebody on Medicaid and if they were there, no, but that's somebody in government needed to do that. And if they didn't do that, or if there were loopholes in this, and what we found is these are poorly written and it left openings and the goal was to get the money out. We'll fix that. But yeah, I'll take accountability.
Was asked about it, and here was his response.
Would I have wanted to stop this? Would I have gone out? You know, if you think the governor goes out and checks somebody on Medicaid and if they were there, no, but that's somebody in government needed to do that. And if they didn't do that, or if there were loopholes in this, and what we found is these are poorly written and it left openings and the goal was to get the money out. We'll fix that. But yeah, I'll take accountability for it. But what you're seeing here is you're seeing a weaponization. We'll continue to fix it. They're going to continue to come up with numbers that don't have it there, and it's sensationalized. I don't expect anything different from this administration.
What do you guys think?
And of course, you know, what is not, you know, he's clearly trying to not mention is the fact that we know at least some of the people that have been implicated in this were political allies, political supporters of both Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar. And neither one of them have any interest in, of course, getting to the bottom of who is behind all of this, because I'm sure we will find even more connections. This is what Ilhan Omar said, defending the program that she introduced in the House that led to all of these billions being stolen. Yeah, it's a quote. She's telling Fox Digital. So this is the 2020 Meals Act. Ilhan Omar drops legislation intended to feed poor children during COVID because they might not have access, and it opened up 100% USDA waiver that was exploited grotesquely. Fox News asked her, do you regret pushing for that bill, the Meals Act? Do you think it led to the fraud? Ilhan Omar, absolutely not. It did help feed kids.
You can see here on X there's a graphic of Ilhan Omar and different Somali officials that was published by Libs of TikTok. This is going viral. These are all different people of Somali descent. I think this is just in Minnesota because I'm pretty sure there are far more Somali officials who are elected in the country. And there are many posts about this right now. You have, this one stood out. Take a look at this.
Well, I agree with the president 100%. Ilhan Omar is a walking example of everything that is wrong with our legal immigration policy. We imported tens of thousands of people who hate America, add no value to it, rob and steal from us, and we're supposed to be okay with it. I don't think Ilhan Omar should be expelled from Congress. I think she should be expelled from the United States, and that's something that I'm working on.
There you have it. The man said he's working on expelling Ilhan Omar from not only from Congress, but the United States. Governor Tim Walz is under heavy, heavy scrutiny now. Okay? They are not playing right now. Governor Tim Walz really might get some real blacked up people with the mask and goggles coming knocking on his door, asking him to step outside, you know what I'm saying, and put him right into the van and take him to the station, okay, because it is not looking good, the intense level in which is coming from his council and what's coming from all of the political atmosphere right now. So check this stream out right here. Check this out right here. This just happened. Okay, they are not playing right now. All right, so check this out.
WALZ is going to be in any sort of trouble for what he's done here in the state of Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to be charged with treason. And I think the federal government is going to come in. We already have, Trump already appointed.
Tim Walz is going to be in any sort of trouble for what he's done here in the state of Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to be charged with treason. And I think the federal government is going to come in. We already have, Trump already appointed a marshal. And so if we look at what a marshal can do, they're federally. They can come in and arrest politicians by constitutional law. Walz committed treason. He committed treason, okay? Governor Walz will face consequences, and he will be charged with treason. For people,
Bruh, I'm telling y'all, they're not playing right now. Calvin Hobbies, shout out to Calvin Hobbies, that straight up and down. I thank you so kindly, Calvin. Please do me a favor, smack that like button. Calvin said double tap that screen. I appreciate that. It's saluting the WarZone. It's saluting USA. I thank you so much. Thank you so kindly. Let's get back into this because Governor Walz, listen, bro. He's not no. There's no wiggling out of this. Trump have a whole 3 years now, bro. We are cooking them. You don't know what these people have been doing to all of us for years. Let's go.
People who don't know what's been going on in Minnesota, can you explain?
what is going on in Minnesota?
Going to be in any sort of trouble for what he's done here in the state of Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to be charged with treason. And I think the federal government is going to come in. We already have, Trump already appointed a marshal. And so if we look at what a marshal can do, they're federally. They can come in and arrest politicians by constitutional law. Walz committed treason. He committed treason, okay? Governor Walz will face consequences, and he will be charged with treason.
For people who don't know what's been going on in Minnesota, can you?
If Governor Walz is charged by Trump's DOJ, dear people, my dear smart intellectuals, do you think Trump's DOJ or Trump is going to give Governor Walz a pardon? Do you think Trump will give Governor Walz a pardon?
Can you explain?
What is going on in Minnesota? The Department of Human Services is putting on a game that they are solving this fraud when we have the federal government, Pam Bondi, saying that
Yo, Tim, what's up, Tim? Tim said, what up, Solvin? What's up, bro? What's happening? He said, what do you think about Tim Walz? Hey, bro, I think Tim Walz is, bro, you don't have a president up there that takes kindly to people who attempted to throw him in jail, attempted to pop his melon in front of the whole world, okay? Attempted to do this numerous times, pop his melon, all right? Now, I mean, not only that, he still have 500 million tied up that these people have ice for him, literally, no point intended to ice, but they have 500 tied up trying to take this man's money, trying to bring him down from billionaire status. Do you think, listen, I don't think Trump, the DOJ, or America is feeling lenient right now. I don't think that. I mean, me personally, we cooking. Let's go. I don't think that. Let's go. America cooking. America cooking. We haven't seen this. America, I don't care. I don't care. As long as you've been alive, you have not seen what we have been witnessing for the last 10 months. You haven't seen that. And dear people, you are so faithful because we just knew. We've been praying to God. We just knew there was going to be a breakthrough for us in America. Point blank period. Let's roll.
That we need to investigate this fraud because this is state fraud. We have the highest Somalian rate in the world, okay?
In the world.
What type of fraud is taking place here?
It's Medicaid fraud.
And how are they doing this?
By Somalians.
By Somalians. Republicans are considering forcing a vote expelling Democratic Rep Ilhan Omar. Bruh, it's about to go down, bruh. You think we're gonna sit, bruh? This is not no game. This is the battle for America, bruh. This is the battle for America right here that we are witnessing, that we are a part of. We're not playing around with these people, bruh. They're gone. They have to be, or we're going to have to all put on our hard hats and boots and make it happen and do what it do. You heard what that man said. That man is not playing one iota. And the people that's sitting next to him. That's not just some man. That man is coming out of the chambers being interviewed because they are, I'm going to show you a clip where they are going after Tim Walz like, bruh, like I am so proud of the American people standing up right now. I really, really am. We're fighting through all of this rhetoric. We're fighting. The blacks are fighting. I'm fighting. We're fighting blacks that don't understand what's going on. We're getting, message into them. I'm so glad that a lot of people are on the same time that I have been on. But they are, it's like they're waking up. It's like a large awakening, man. They must wake up or they're going to get steamrolled over by the near 200 million migrants that we do have in our country. Okay. Not being, funny style to anybody that does not naturally belong to this country. But all I am saying is it's an issue. It very much is an issue. Let me get to it's an issue. Do me a favor, smack that like button real quick. Smack that like button. Got about 50 of y'all in here. Smack that like button. Doing great. That's them tears. Them tears taste good. What's up, bro? Awesome. No more work until 2026 for me. Hey, let's go. I feel you. Thinking of starting a YouTube channel to debate Muslims. Don't even think it came into your mind. Just make it happen. Just do it. Because we need more of our people getting out here and putting in this work. This is work, man. You got to put together, what you're going to do, what you're going to say. You want to get this out. This is work. We're not playing no games with this content right here. Thank you so much, Swam. Swam, thank you so much, dear brother. I salute you so kindly. I'm gonna get to your name all the way. I hope I said your name properly. You know, we must continue. We must forge forward. We cannot play around. Listen, you see, they're not playing around. And hey, but I know God is going to protect us. But at the same time, we must put in the work. We must put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Calvin Hobbies. Man, I am great, bro. I am great. View deleted. Calvin, I didn't delete your message neither. Somebody, that was the tube that did that, bro. I seen it says they deleted your message right there. He allowed thieves to operate in the open. That was Howard Clegg. He allowed thieves to operate in the open, and we're supposed to be like, nah, hey, just let them do that, man. Don't be, what I'm saying, biased to these people. Don't do that. That's wrong. Don't do that. These are victims. They are hurt. They come from a land. No, don't do that. We are to help everybody who comes to our land. We don't have borders. Don't say that. Even saying that is wrong. That's putting you in a classification and box where you really don't want to be. So you can't say, you might as well not even have a name for America if you don't have the borders. That's the way I'm looking at that. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much. Calvin said, double tap that screen. I appreciate you so much. Waiting on Dennis live in case I have to mod. If he don't show, I have slapped a few Muslims as well. You know what I'm saying? You can mod all day. Got you. Yeah, I modded you up, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because don't worry. You know what I'm saying? I'll be ready. Because when I come into that comment section, boy, I already know they be swinging. I ain't seen none yet. I ain't seen none yet. But it's here. This is here. This is here. You know what I'm saying? But let me get to the clip real quick. Let me get to this clip real quick and show you what's really going on right now. Show you the intensity that's coming at WALZ right now. WALZ not going to be able to escape this. He's not going to be able to escape this, y'all. I'm telling you. I can promise you that.
I'm Nathaniel M. Olson, a disability advocate for the state of Minnesota. I've heard the commissioners and the Department of Disability Advocate for the state of Minnesota. I've heard the commissioners and the Department of Human Services, but the one thing that I'm freaking worried about is this freaking fraud that is happening over our state, where there's 600,000 disability people in the state of Minnesota that could suffer. And sadly, it's quite interesting that we have Governor WALZ speaking in front of the state and saying that this fraud is nothing but the side. But my people are done suffering. We're done with this fraud. We're done with the Department of Human Services coming up here and saying, oh, we're going to figure this out. This has been too long. The administration knew that this fraud was coming. I talked to families, parents, everyone had been reaching out to me and saying, oh, this is what is happening to my child. This is what is happening to my child. We're afraid. We need to put aside these differences and we need to come together and put a stop to this fraud. Our governor is not doing anything to help us, but sit here and decide he wants to blame Donald J., the President of the United States, who had nothing to do with this. There is a time to hold our governor accountable, and I'm not seeing it. This fraud is outrageous. And I'm very scared for my little brother if he goes into an ICS home. But right now he's home with my parents, and he's going to stay there because I'm going to keep fighting for these disability people, because none of them are right here. And I am their voice. It is time for us to say enough is enough. I'm done. And it makes me sad to see what's happening to our state. This was a great state. It was. But all of this fraud that is coming around here, all these excuses that is happening, needs to stop. Minnesota needs to become a great state again. Thank you, and thank you guys for your guys' hard work.
Bro, WALZ out of here. WALZ out of here, bro. Bro, that's not like that's like a your average classification of people right there. All right? That's not your average right there, bro. Know what I'm saying? That's not your average, because that is the advocates for the disabled, okay? Listen, bro. I know I've known candidates, right, or politicians who have been in office and they are handicapped. They don't even have to run at all. They have been, on a string of wins, right, tallying up wins, staying in office consecutively without having to even run for office, because the people get out there and run for their candidate. This is how hard the community for the disabled work for the disabled. The disabled community, like the advocates for the disabled community, and the leverage that the disabled community do have, the compassion that it has from the whole, USA, is unmatchable. Okay, WALZ is in trouble, like bad. That, I mean, bruh, you can't. There is not a protected class that you can touch where, I don't care who it is. The gangsters would be like, oh, nah, you tripping. Ain't nobody trying to touch, and harm, a disabled, a body of people. That is just out of here. Okay. You've actually never really heard of that in America. I don't think I've heard of the disabled community being exploited in such a fashion of that we have seen with Governor WALZ, as well as Ilhan Omar. You got to remember, Ilhan Omar is the congresswoman who introduced this Feed the Children's program. That was Ilhan. And they have managed to extract upwards of $20 billion. Yes. Yes. They're coming, the numbers are coming up to 20 billion. And Ilhan was negative 65 to $67,000. She was negative about 4 years ago, negative $67,000, then ballooned to $3 million. And then in 3 short years, she went to $30 million. So in 1 year, she went from negative 65 to 67,000 to $3 million to $30 million in 3 years. Okay, so in 4 years, Ilhan has amassed $30 million. That's the numbers. That's not me. That's the numbers. That's the numbers. In 4 years. And who was in office for those 4 years? Who was the president for those 4 years? We all know it wasn't Donald Trump. We all know that. We all know the answer to that. And this is what we have. We have these people invading, the invaders, talking down on us, talking down on what we're doing. I mean, talking about us and how we live. Bruh, in the conditions that these people were living in Africa and Somalia, we weren't even living in, it's like, we weren't even living in those conditions when our people were POW'd and in slavery. We were not even living, even though they were in slavery, the blacks still was clean. They still somehow made good food and made sure their food was well seasoned. And, I mean, what I'm about to show you, we're going to run through some clips real quick of Black Hawk Down, right? Because this Somalian invasion all started with Black Hawk Down. Okay? It all started with Black Hawk Down. Okay? It all started with Black Hawk Down. Okay? I'm gonna get to your comments also. Swan Manfly says she needs to go. She got to. It ain't no need. She's gone. It ain't no. She's gone. She's gone. You have Africans. I can show you the comments all on my TikTok. I'm not going to bust a vein. I'm not going to do it. You have these people commenting that Ilhan is their queen. They're not going anywhere. You know, we're working for them. This is their promised land. That Ilhan is making the United States government look like fools. These are the comments that's being said. I'm like, whoa. Well, you know, I'm surprised I remember him like that. Just what, you know, pulling up in my brain like that. I'm just, you know, you know what I'm saying? If we get the extremists out of the country, it will go somewhat back to normal. That's James Moore. Absolutely, James Moore. It will go, you know, it will go back somewhat back to normal. We can't, you know what? And guess what? That will actually feel really, really good. I mean, every time I go outside, I mean, I am seeing people from foreign lands everywhere. Everywhere. No exaggeration. Now, this is the thing. I wouldn't mind if I didn't hear years ago that these people, leaders, were talking about they were sending their people to come in and invade and take over America. I was like, yeah, all right. I'll believe when I see that. When I get a little inkling of it, then I will like really jump on it. But until then, I'm a wait. That was years ago. That was years ago. I will not stop doing what I'm doing, content creating, and keeping my foot on their necks, letting my people know, no, you're tripping if you're going against Donald Trump right now. No, no. You got to understand what's going on. No. Ain't nobody no bootlicker here. Check my track record. My dudes, and I don't have to prove nothing to you. And I don't got to prove nothing to you. And I don't got to prove nothing to you. And I'm a boxing champion too. And I don't got, you know what I'm saying? They don't say nothing about Mike Tyson. They don't say nothing. They don't be calling no Mike Tyson no bootlicker. They don't be calling the champ Mike Tyson no Uncle Tom. They don't. Why I don't hear that? Why I don't hear that? Mike Tyson go to bat for Trump, for real. Like big time. Like big time. He get on podcasts, advocate for Trump. Tyson was out of his own willingness campaigning for Trump. Out of his own willingness. You know what I'm saying? Trump, you know what I mean? Tyson be at he be at Mar-a-Lago hanging out with Trump. I don't hear nobody calling the champ no Uncle Tom. Get out of my face with that. I gotta wake my people back up. They don't understand. Trump was just hanging out with the black people. Just hanging out with the black people. Years ago, he was just hanging out with them when he was with the Democrats. So please, I'm not trying to, they was all smooching it up. Yeah, I remember. Don't play with me. I remember. You are the one that has tricked their black man and woman if you are allowing these Democrats to kindly and politely still steer you away off of the cliff. Steer you toward the cliff of no return. You know, this is what they're doing to you, blinding you. It's sad, man. But this is what happened. This is what happened. You know what I mean? Roadrunner says, so true. Thank you, Roadrunner. Bubba said, Patriots don't see color. No, you know what I see? You know what I understand? No, listen. Listen. I have a military family. I, you know, I, I have stripes in the streets for real. I'm a boxing champion. I'm talking about as far as warfare. I've been in a lot of war, man. Little do I may not look like it, but bro, I've been through more than your average. And let me tell you, I really have. I've been through more than your average. And bro, these these Democrats have been tricking our people from the start, okay? From the start. And now I'm so super elated that our people are truly starting to begin to understand and wake up from the trick and the rhetoric that has constantly been put on them, in which caused this basically this paradigm of hating, these other people, right? What I understand about this is the military, they don't they don't see color. Even when during segregation and the Civil War, they would have their fights internally in the barracks. But bruh, when it was real war, they were really with each other, holding each other down, picking each other up. Come on, throwing each other on their shoulders, black and white people, and they do it now. They do it now. And what I do understand is, see, I understand team too, right? Because if you've never really played for any team, like basketball team, some form of a team, right? You understand, right? Not everybody on your team you're gonna like. Everybody on your team you're not gonna like. You be getting to. I remember this. I remember getting into fights, just arguments and fights with teammates, right? I'm like, dudes didn't like me and I didn't like them, right? But damn, when it was war and we were on the court, bro, we, you know what I mean? Like, dude hit the shot, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, we know we got this, we won. Dude, we up there hugging each other. Oh, we done forgot about us hating each other. You know what I mean? Like, and I start to think about that. Like, you got to understand what's going on. And the battlefield has changed. All of that. When it comes to our home and turf, nigga, we clinking up. Clink, 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 clink. Clink, clink. That's all I got to say. Yes, military does see color. I'm a veteran. And I know military does. Yes. Yes. When it's wartime, you already know. When it's wartime, when you're out there and you are on foreign lands, you know what I'm saying? Man, listen, it is America against them. You know what I'm saying? That is a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. And see, I understand the concept of team. What helps me, I understand the concept of team. I know that you can be on a team with people and like you can hate these dudes' guts, but man, we winning. You know what I'm saying? We're winning and we're battling because we're such warriors. Like we're just warriors at heart, and we're warriors on the court. It's like, yo, man, it's like, on the battlefield, it's like, we're in it, man. We're in it, man. We want him to score when he shoot that shot. I want that ball to go in. I don't know. I'm sure when I shot, they wanted my shot to go in. I'm sure. I wanted their shot to go in. You know what I'm saying? But, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But right now, blacks, see, I'm looking at it from a mathematical standpoint. Blacks, there's only 43 million blacks here. Okay, and we're talking about against the whole world, mind you. But the whole world is not here, right? So we're talking about just the 200 million migrants that are here, that are definitely against black. You know what I mean? And for sure, number one, they're against white. You know what I mean? But what happened with these Somalis? Let's jump in real quick on what happened on how these Somalis came to be in existence. They just came over here. They just came over here in the 90s, and it's because really of Bush, not because of Bush, but Bush started it. And it wasn't just because of him. He didn't start it. He was asked to go over there and help, right? The Allied Supreme Commanders were asking for Bush's help because the Africans in Somalia were going through some form of a civil war, but this was bad. This was barbarics against barbarics, and they were pillaging and raping anybody who they wanted. They were slaughtering the women, slaughtering the men, and this is coming from advocates from Somalia who were advocating for peace and justice, and was basically spilling the beans. All right, but let's go. Let's jump into this real quick. I'm gonna get back to the comments also because I definitely want to hear what you got to say. You know that. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Formed before the War of Independence to scout and skirmish in the French and Indian Wars, U.S. Army Rangers were the first to land on D-Day and have been involved in every major conflict before and since. In 1993, the Rangers were deployed in support of the United Nations peacekeeping operation in Somalia, on the east coast of Africa. Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia, was the most dangerous city in the world.
Yo, Red Pill, shout out to the Red Pill Politics. Thank you so much. I see you, dog. Thank you so much. We are politicking. We are showing what's going on right now, how Somalia even came to be in America. Real quick, we're just jumping through it. I just want to breeze through and just give reference on what's going on because I don't see what I just want to give reference to what's going on. Let's roll.
Armed factions, each led by its own warlord, were fighting to dominate Somalia. Teenage gunmen, high on a local narcotic called khat, spread...
So African warlords were dominating to dominate their own country. So they were dominating each other, and they were looking to dominate each other. Not only that, they were recruiting young children, teens, and giving these teens drugs or narcotics called khat. Okay, so let's roll.
Terror in their so-called technicals, pickup trucks mounted with heavy machine guns.
It was total anarchy. Mass killing, mass looting. It was awful. The armed groups would overrun Mogadishu and had a free rein to kill, destroy, and rape whom they want.
Now she's telling you, she's an advocate, and she's telling you, all right? And when I hear all of these Somalis saying, oh, my country is peaceful and my country is the best, and oh, Somalia, waving Somalian flags right in front of us, waving Somalian flags in front of our capital.
I just watched somebody make
right?
$12,000 selling a
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Talking about, and this is just nonsense. Okay, it's nonsense. It doesn't make any sense, but we're going to make it make sense here in America. Okay, we're going to make it make sense here in America. You mean to tell me these people are, ravaging their own people? Picture that. Blacks here in America, blacks is in slavery, and they just devouring their own people here in America. But that's what these people were doing. That's what these people were doing. What in the freaking world is going on? It's no way these people could create a Black Wall Street or anything like that over there in Africa. It's no way. Then you want to blame the white? You want to blame the white man? You really want to blame the white man? Look at what y'all doing over there. White man had to come save you people. Literally. I'm almost like Bush. I don't even know why you stepped into that. and Bush, and that's why later on we didn't step into Rwanda. So let's go. Let's roll real quick. I'm gonna get to the comments. Let's roll real quick. Thank you so much for that sub, Red Pill. Thank you so kindly for that sub. I'm gonna sub to your channel also. I'm definitely gonna sub to your channel. I'm gonna look for your channel because I said it. I'm gonna make sure I sub to your channel. I'm gonna make sure I put some comments in so you can know that I subbed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna look for your channel, Red Pill. That's Red Pill Politics. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so kindly. Let's go. And I'm definitely gonna get to the comments. Fighting over land, not theirs. Fighting over land that's not theirs. That was BJ. BJ, that's BJ 1373. Fighting over land that's not theirs. Coming over here, waving flags. Are you out your what? Waving flags at political events, trying to attract American people, waving the Somali flag, waving all of these foreign flags in front of the Capitol in Washington, in front of, literally in front of the Capitol in Washington, the Capitol building. Let's go. Let's roll.
In the alley when Joyce got killed, that's where I saw the first child with a weapon. I mean, he couldn't have been 4'5", 4'6". I would guess they were no older than 12. Very young kids. Where the weapons almost dwarfed them. And I was surprised, that they could handle the recoil of the weapons. And this guy was firing from the corner of this building, and they shot him with a 50 caliber machine gun, the kid and the guy. It seemed to me it was just like a moving target range, and you could just hit the target and watch it fall, and hit the target and watch it fall, and it wasn't real. It was too easy. I mean, that upsets me more than anything else is how easy it was to pull the trigger over and over.
1740 hours. The ground convoy has now been under continuous fire for almost 2 hours.
Our vehicle that we're on was like smoking, 3 tires were flat. I mean, it's just what we were doing, like 10 miles an hour. It wasn't like it was even moving. It was like, most of the floors of the vehicles were covered with blood just because people who were still alive, but were just kind of bleeding. You just hear people saying, I'm hit. And it just kept going. People were saying, I'm hit.
1800 hours. The bullet-riddled ground convoy limps back to the airfield. But 90 Rangers are left at the first crash site, cut off and surrounded.
Things are starting to look.
I didn't want to do anything. Do you want to start or grow a YouTube channel?
So Bush goes in because he was called. Bush was called to help and basically, help these children, feed these children. So Bush sent in troops to help guard the food because the pirates were all mobbing the food that soon as the food came onto the shores. So Bush sent troops, and it went very, very left. Okay, and Bush basically had to send more troops, sent about 25,000, right? And it was about to get real nasty, right? Because they were doing some real nasty things to their people, okay? And it's like what were we to do? But when Bush did that, Bush had 6 weeks left, and then Clinton was incoming. And then when Clinton came, and then 81 of our American troops were unalived, rest in peace to our American troops, our American heroes. They decided to, meaning the Americans decided to pull out. Okay, then you had Osama and everybody, pom-pomming and Osama bin Laden basically was saying that, you know, the tiger stripes, ran away when it got licked, and basically, was mocking America and everything like that. And from there, America basically felt bad because of our American public, because our American public was seeing, the bodies coming back in, and they didn't like that. And the American public was seeing how malnutrition the children were. I mean, it was very, very bad the way they actually looked, the children. Okay, and therefore, that's when, sort of in a nutshell, we decided to bring some of them people over here to help them. And that's when we created the TPS status, right, for them, for the Somalians. Okay. And we brought some Somalians over here. Okay. And that's how it pretty much started. Okay. And these people have been like coming over here and extracting our money, still sending it back to their warlords, building up their army and their weaponry, their war chests. This is literally what's been going on. Okay, so, yo, man, we are at a really, really tough time right now in America. I'm telling you.
You know, dictating the game here.
The next morning, Somalis celebrated the downing of not one, but 2 American helicopters. 18 Americans were dead. More than 80 were wounded. 1 was a prisoner. U.S. troops had come to help feed a starving Somalia. Now, Somalis dragged an American soldier's body through the streets.
When the American people tuned in through their media and they saw these poor starving kids and they saw GIs throwing bags of wheat off the back of C-130s, and they sort of tuned back out again. The next time they tune into Somalia, they are seeing the dead bodies of our soldiers being dragged down the street. And they ask themselves, what happened here? What's wrong with this picture?
Look at them, y'all. Look at them.
The story of what happened that brutal Sunday began one.
This was not how my black kids was looking. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. We was making something happen, bro. Man, we didn't, bro. I thank God. Thank God.
Earlier, when the civil war in Somalia led to.
That looked like the dude that was trying to run for Minnesota mayor, man. Is that the guy that was trying to run for the Minnesota mayoral shit? Huh? Is that this guy, man? What's going on, man? This looked like that guy that was trying to run for the mayoral ship of Minnesota, man. What's going on, man?
The famine on a biblical scale.
Come on, bro. Nah, bro. Y'all Somalis trying to play Black America. Y'all out your mind? Are y'all out your mind? Nah, bro. We was out here. We was cooking up them. They was making them chitlins. They was cooking up them sweet potatoes, candy yams. They was putting it down, man. Know what I'm saying? They was getting down, man. Putting the cabbage together, the collard greens. They was getting down, bro. Know what I'm saying? Picking them leaves off, the leaves that they know that was edible. Man, putting that, getting a pot. Know what I'm saying? They'd be in the fields, man. They'd be up in the field with the pot and all of that, man. Singing while it's, ooh, ooh, God, I know one day. Know what I'm saying? Be singing, cooking up, you know what I mean? Eating good. Ah, man, I don't want to hear any of you constantly attacking us all over TikTok, all over Instagram, not Instagram. Y'all be on Facebook. Y'all be violating. Y'all be all on these other sites violating. Let's go. I don't want to hear none of that. This is where y'all come from. This is where your uncles and your granddaddies. This is them right here. That's them right there. All right. That's them right there. Okay. I'm not trying to hear that. Okay. I'm not trying to hear that. All right. Let's go.
I was overwhelmed. I'd never seen anything like it. There were bodies, people who died of starvation. There were people with gunshot wounds. There were young children, women just lying waiting to die, really emaciated. There would be mounds of dead bodies waiting to be buried. We were doing 300-400 a day. I remember one child coming, sobbing and crying, pleading with us not to let her grandmother die because
Man, I'm telling you, that's what was going on. All right, that's what was going on. All right. All right. Listen. And then after that, that's why, there was a major slaughter, massacre in Rwanda, and we didn't go over there and help them over there, man. That was very, very sad, what took place over there. But, it was unfortunate, the American people, they're like, no, I just, because the Americans, they just wanted to live their life, and they're just like, yo, no, we don't want to see that. See Americans being dragged. No, why y'all even over there? So, Clinton basically decided to pull out and not go to Rwanda neither and help them over there. But I'm seeing now, and I'll be hearing, people, yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. I mean, that's a tough call, like to be commander in chief and have to work, to see that scope of living and humanity that it's tough when you can actually, put in a call to maybe stop that or deter the agony that's being caused to all of those children and women like that. You know, um, that's a tough call. But then your public, do not want you to engage. Your public wants you to put your focus on more relevant things that's relevant to our interest. So that calls like that is pretty tough. But Somalia, we did help you, Somalia. You are over here, and now you are really truly violating your so-called president and queen, as you like to put in my comment section, is is caught. She's caught red-handed. She's caught with her pants down. She got caught with her hands in the cookie jar. She's done. James Moore said, "I've never heard of him." Who is that, James? Who is that? Who are you talking about, James? Oh, you talking about Sean Ryan? Do you watch Sean Ryan? That's Red Pill Politics. I'm not sure. No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure if I heard of him, but I'm definitely going to check him out. Now that you said it, I'm going to check him out just to see what he's talking about, you know. But however, all of this must come to light. It's coming to light. I cannot believe. I'm very, very excited that it's coming to light. You also now have Trump. Trump's moving at lightning warp speed. You also now have Trump he has pulled dozens of, dozens of.
Your glasses can change the way you see the world.
Okay, so Trump has pulled dozens of ambassadors, all right? And he's pulled 30 of them, actually. And a large amount of these people are coming from Africa. He's coming out of there. It's being pulled. Now, what is this? Because of policy shift, a policy shift? Is it to send a stern message to these countries that they are in the red with America right now? What is this signaling? Is it signaling a potential economic war, some form of a war with these countries? by Donald Trump calling out these ambassadors? What is this signaling? You tell me. What is it? What you think? Oh, hold on. What's this? Wait. Okay. So we have. Wait. So we have the Trump administration is recalling dozens of career diplomats from overseas post in the next month. According to source familiar with the matter, the latest shakeup at the U.S. State Department. More than 24 senior diplomats have received notice that they must leave their roles in the next month, according to the source. According to the American Foreign Source Association, the labor union that represents the U.S. Foreign Service and career diplomats, those affected by the recall report being notified by a phone call that they were being removed from their post abruptly with no explanation provided. Their method, their method is highly irregular. A spokesperson for AFSA told ABC News, "This is not normal practice. Career diplomats and ambassadors are not typically recalled in this manner. The lack of transparency and process breaks sharply with long-standing norms," the spokesperson said. Most of the impacted ambassadors are serving at U.S. diplomatic posts in Africa, but the removals also affect posts in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, and the Western Hemisphere. A senior State Department official described the recall of ambassadors as standard process in any administration. An ambassador is a personal representative of the president, and it is the president's right to ensure that he has individuals in these countries who advance the America First agenda, they said. Woo! Go ahead, Trump. I ain't mad at you, dog. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I didn't read that all the way. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really read that until just now. I ain't mad at you. I ain't read it all the way till just now. And I ain't mad at you. He's removed. Listen, you're over there conspiring allegedly with these people. There's no way it's a concerted effort. It's a coordinated. It has to be coordinated for Africa or for places or certain places and certain nations in Africa, for all of this fraud to be taking place, for all of these people to be getting paperwork signed off. No, you people are conspiring. It has to be working on both sides. The people over here are conspiring, and the people over there in Africa are conspiring. That's right, Trump. You got to clean house. You got to get it from the root. He's mad at the people going after Venezuela right now. Shut up. Shut up. He's got to do what he got to do. If the numbers are saying Venezuela is doing what, and Venezuela did unload 8 million people from their jails and their prisons up here. People came from the insane asylums, people coming from the prisons that have total mental instability. Okay, this is why you see a lot of people, just people, regular passengers sitting on trains and they're being stabbed and They're being set on fire in the trains. We have never seen this level of criminality here in America. We have not. I mean, we have when it, when it was on like that, when it was wartime. But in the modern era, no, not at all. Not at all. Damn it, we are growing up in America. All right, we are, man. We really are. There's a lot of growth. When you go back and look at our history, we are the standard. If you look around the whole world, we pretty much are the standard on how we do. We have so much growth here in America. Typical ambassador pulled out is done before military strikes. See, that's that's the first thing I thought. See, I love like-minded people, man, because it makes me think that I'm not, because it's like we have been like the minority for a long time thinking like this. I'm just talking about just the way we're thinking right now as a whole with Donald Trump, America First, MAGA, but yes. So Dems Taste Good said, typical ambassador pulled out is done before military strikes, though at times it can be done for multiple reasons. Right. You're right. One, they ain't doing their job. Or they ain't doing their job appropriately. Two, stealing. Three, too comfortable. Right. They need to be pulled out. I don't need to know what they're doing and what they're not doing. I don't need to know. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm gonna end this live stream. I'm gonna end this live stream. I might jump back on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you all for stepping on out. I might jump back on. I might jump back on in about a half an hour. So come walk with me. Come ride with me. I'll be on about a half an hour. So come ride with me. I gotta go take care of some business. So come ride with me. Thank you all for stepping on out. I salute you all. I really do. Dems, let me see. Dems taste good. Thank you so much, bro. Hold on, let me. Oh, I can't see. Dems taste good. James Moore. And Red Pill Politics, you already know. Appreciate you, dog. Red Pill Politics. Y'all check his channel out also. Chris Zix. Y'all appreciate y'all all, man. Like and subscribe to the channel. Come step out with me back in the war tank in a half an hour. I love you all except for the ones that I don't. Peace.